Everywhere we look right now, AI is being hyped as the absolute biggest technological revolution since the internet. I mean, we're told it's going to cure diseases, transform education, and totally reshape how we live and work. And yeah, governments and massive tech companies are pouring literal billions into building the most powerful systems ever conceived. But what if we look past all that excitement for a second? In this explainer, we're going to uncover the hidden costs of AI. Because while this tech is undoubtedly making our lives easier, someone or something somewhere is paying a very real price.
Now, what's really fascinating here is how this shatters what we call the interface illusion. We experience AI as this effortless magic, right? You type a prompt and boom, seconds later, this incredibly articulate answer just appears. It feels totally weightless, effortless. But the reality? It's actually an incredibly heavy, intense physical process. Your simple little question instantly commands thousands of specialized chips to crank out billions of calculations. So no, it's not magic. It is pure brute force mechanics hiding behind a really clean screen.
Let's peel back the first layer of the onion with Section 1, the illusion of magic, breaking down the interface.
Let's actually trace that process and see how it builds. When you type a prompt, it isn't just floating up into the ether. It's instantly routed to thousands of specialized chips that fire up to process billions of calculations in real time. And to keep those chips firing, well, enormous energy is consumed in massive data centers working around the clock. Your simple question is actually pulling the trigger on a massive, physical chain reaction.
Zooming out from that individual prompt, we enter Section 2, AI's physical footprint, the toll on natural resources.
So the really crucial point here is this staggering number, thousands. That is the number of households whose yearly electricity use equals the energy needed to train just one large AI model. Let that sink in for a second. Long before you even type your first prompt or generate a single image, simply teaching the AI model how to function drains enough electricity to power a small town for an entire year. And remember, that's just the training phase. Once millions of us start interacting with it every single day, that power demand absolutely skyrockets, driving tech giants to invest billions into brand new energy infrastructure.
But there's another resource nobody really talks about when it comes to tech, and that's water. Because these massive data center servers processing your requests generate an unimaginable amount of heat. Millions of liters of water are consumed just to keep them cool and prevent them from literally melting down. Honestly, every query you run has this tiny, almost invisible water footprint. And when you multiply that by billions of global users, it becomes a massive environmental toll. Peeling back the next layer, we pivot to Section 3, the human cost, data as fuel and the shift in labor.
You know, every technological revolution in history has had its trade-offs. Think about the Industrial Revolution. It primarily automated physical labor. But the AI revolution, we are rapidly automating cognitive labor, tasks we previously thought only human brains could handle. Stuff like writing, customer support, basic design, research, even computer programming. They're increasingly being done by machines. It's a fundamental shift in how we value human skills, bringing immense uncertainty to millions of workers out there.
But here's the catch. To actually perform that cognitive labor, AI first needs massive amounts of fuel. And where exactly does that come from? Well, it's extracted directly from us. It's the articles we write, the books we publish, our videos, social media posts, our images, and even our private online conversations. Human knowledge has literally become the raw material, the fuel powering today's modern AI systems. Seeing everything these systems rely on absolutely forces us to ask a critical question. Who actually owns this data? And how much privacy are we truly willing to sacrifice just for the sake of convenience? I mean, if an AI writes a brilliant essay based on millions of books written by human authors, who actually benefits? As these models grow more powerful and way more hungry for data, these questions about ownership and privacy are just becoming impossible to ignore.
Zooming out to the macro level now, we hit Section 4, the global power struggle, the new arms race. At the absolute center of this massive geopolitical battle is the chip war. Semiconductor chips aren't just little pieces of hardware anymore, guys. They are the engines of the future global economy. And because they're incredibly difficult to manufacture, governments now view them as highly critical strategic assets. This has led to really strict export restrictions, fierce domestic manufacturing pushes, and a desperate race to control the supply chain that powers the world's most advanced AI systems. Just look at how incredibly crowded this race is right now. On one side, you have tech giants like Google, Microsoft, Meta, and OpenAI. But on the other, you've got entire nation-states: the US, China, Europe, India, the Middle East. Tech monopolies and massive countries are all fighting for the exact same control. And when the prize is global economic dominance, speed almost always takes priority over caution. In a high-stakes arms race like this, safety protocols often take a backseat to simply getting there first.
Because competing in this global arms race requires such an astronomical amount of computing power, top-tier talent, billions in capital, and massive infrastructure, only a tiny handful of organizations can actually compete at the highest level. The really dangerous result here is that power over information, technology, and future economic opportunity is rapidly concentrating into the hands of a very, very few players. This brings us to our final layer, Section 5, the ultimate trade-off: balancing progress and cost.
Now, it's easy to get cynical about all this, but we are building these highly resource-intensive systems for a very good reason. AI holds the very real potential to accelerate incredible scientific discoveries, vastly improve healthcare, skyrocket human productivity, reduce costs, and radically enhance education. We are talking about a tool that could literally help us solve some of the most stubborn, massive global problems we face. The benefits are incredibly real.
But as history brilliantly illustrates, every major technological leap comes with a profound double edge that we have to manage. Cars created unprecedented mobility, right? But they also brought pollution. The internet created incredible global connectivity, but it unleashed a whole era of misinformation. AI is honestly no different. It will bring us extraordinary benefits, for sure, but it will inevitably bring extraordinary challenges, too.
So our goal as a society isn't to somehow stop AI. I mean, that train has already left the station. The goal is to confront this difficult question head-on. Can the world really support unlimited AI growth, and at what environmental and human cost? We can't manage what we refuse to acknowledge. We have to absolutely understand the true price tag so we can make responsible, informed decisions moving forward.
Ultimately, the future won't be shaped by AI alone. It's going to be shaped by how humanity chooses to use it. AI isn't some invisible magic. It is a massive, physical tool built by us, fueled by our data, cooled by our water, and powered by our electricity. As this tech rapidly reshapes our world, we have to ask ourselves, are we going to be its passive consumers or its conscious directors? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you next time as we keep breaking down the complex forces shaping our world.